Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shail Bhatnagar. Well, we've actually seen the Nifty and the Sensex both close at the lowest level in over 2 months as of yesterday. In fact, Tuesday was a one-way drop for the Nifty, the market overall, as every crucial level was violated and every small bounce intraday was also sold into. Within a month of making the record high of 26,277, the Nifty has already corrected nearly 7% from those levels, a fall of nearly 2,000 points in absolute terms. Remember, yesterday it was ICICI Bank as the only index constituent that ended with some gains. All the other sectors lost, all the other stocks on the Nifty lost in trade. A sharper sell-off also was seen taking place in the broader markets. The mid-cap index is also down 7% from its September 24th peak, but the ferocity of the fall has also been a lot more severe compared to the benchmark indices. Out of the near 5,000 point drop on the mid-cap index that it has seen so far from its peak, over 2,500 points or about 50% of this fall has just come in the last 2 to 3 odd trading sessions. In the last 2 days of a fall on the markets, we've actually seen a cumulative erosion of wealth of nearly 14 lakh crore rupees of investors' wealth that has been seen. So the severity of fall is only escalating. We're now inching closer to the Nifty bank expiry that's today. Let's see how the markets really pan out. Good morning to all our viewers and good morning, Shail.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start with the daily chart of the Nifty. What you see in front of you is the lowest since August 18th. And of course, we are at the 100-day moving average as far as the index is concerned. 24472. The lowest level on the index was seen yesterday towards close. And things from here are likely to see some point of stability over the next 1 or 2 sessions. You have the weekly expiry of the bank Nifty today. Remember, ICICI Bank was showing strength, and of course the weekly expiry of the bank of the Nifty will be on Thursday. Intense selling pressure across the board, and that's primarily on 3 or 4 accounts. Let's, ladies and gentlemen, analyze what is going wrong in the Indian market. Of course, excessive valuations were to be blamed. On September 24th, the Nifty was at 26,240 and today we are at 24,472. It's a fall of about 1782 points from the peak, 7.1% down. Not any stock except possibly Axis Bank has come up with any sensible second quarter earnings, and that is one of the major contributors to this fall of sell-off of 94,000 crore rupees by the foreign institutional investors over the last 17 sessions. Yesterday's sales totaled 4,000 crore rupees, and that has also impacted the Indian rupee trading at a record low. Now let's look at some other numbers which are causing this pain. I'll request the PCR to fire the US 10-year bond yield. Ladies and gentlemen, it surged up dramatically. This is the most critical chart that every single equity strategist sees early morning. At 4.222%, the US 10-year yield is now at its highest since July 25th, and the reason is very simple. Many equity strategists believe that the US Fed's 50 basis point cut on September 18th seemed excessive, and the trajectory of rate cuts from now on seems to be a little hazy. Also, we are headed into the world's biggest political event, which is the US elections on November 5th. Markets are really hazy before that, and that's the reason why you see a spike in the US 10-year yield. I'll also request the PCR to fire the dollar index, now at 104.24. The index was at 100 points on September 30th. So a 4 percentage point rise to about late July levels is what the dollar index is at. Strength in dollar means that all equity fund managers in America will sell their emerging market assets like India and move that money back to the US markets, and that's exactly what is happening. Crude oil prices have also risen beyond $75 a barrel, and that itself is negative for our markets. So higher crude, higher US 10-year yield, higher dollar index, rising FII sales, disappointing second quarter numbers is the reason why Indian markets are now at almost 2.5 month lows. At the same time, you've seen gold prices surge because of uncertainty and fear about the trajectory of US elections. Silver is at a 12-year high, and anything and everything that could go wrong for Indian equities has gone wrong, and therefore you see this heavy selling pressure. We may be at the point of inflection as far as markets are concerned. Sakshi has mentioned a 7% cut in the mid cap and the small cap index. They are below the 100-day moving average. Let us hope that some kind of sanity comes back into Indian equities, and of course this is the best time to put in a small amount into the SBI ETF tracking the Nifty, as also quality mid cap and small cap equity funds. As far as earnings today are concerned, there was a blowout that came in from Zomato. Second quarter profit rose 400%. Blinkit is performing fabulously well. CLSA has come out with a research report on an outperform target, which Sakshi will tell you. Earnings at Bajaj Finance were really good, and it's also by mid-cap Coforge and of course Persistent Software Systems. So these four earnings were really good. Today is an immensely heavy earnings day for the Nifty and F&O companies. About 14 of them will be reporting their second quarter performance. Among them, FMCG giants Hindustan Unilever and Asian Paints. From the insurance space, it's Bajaj Finserv, and the biggest life insurer in the private space, SBI Life. So these are the 4 or 5 earnings that I'm watching, and of course eyes will be peeled out for Zomato. Sakshi, what's happening on Wall Street? What are our foreign funds doing? And what are the cues coming in from brokerage reports?
Absolutely, Shail. So Wall Street had a volatile session with the Dow Jones slipping about 0.02%, the S&P 500 down 0.05%, the Nasdaq also gaining about 0.1% in trade. We've actually seen the 10-year Treasury yield rise above 4.2%, adding pressure to the stocks due to the robust economic data and the deficit concerns despite a recent rate cut by Federal Reserve as well. So mixed close is what we had. When we talk about the Asia Pacific market, they displayed mixed opening as well, following Wall Street trends. So Japan's Nikkei was down by 0.3%, Kospi was up 0.8%, Hang Seng and China both were up, with Hang Seng climbing up 1.2% higher, although the GIFT Nifty is still indicating a flattish with a negative start for the Indian markets at 24,537 right now. Remember, gold prices, like you pointed out, have touched record high levels, and so is the silver, which is at record high levels. So a flight to safety is what we can see. Overseas investors have remained net sellers of the Indian equity markets for 17th straight session. On Tuesday, the domestic institutional investors, however, stayed buyers for the 21st straight session. FPI has offloaded stocks worth about 3,978 crores. Domestic institutional investors bought worth about 5,869 odd crore rupees worth of stocks as well. Remember, there are several brokerage houses reports that are coming in, and of course the earnings fact as well. But remember, there's also an important fact that the markets will be reacting to. IMF on Tuesday has kept the growth forecast for India unchanged at 7% and 6.5% for FY25 and for FY26 respectively. It's held that the pent-up demand accumulated during the pandemic has been exhausted as the economy reconnects with its potential growth right there. Earnings front, Bajaj Finance, the company's reported 13% year-on-year increase in net profit. That's reached 4,013 crores, and the results have come in, although slightly below than estimates, but they have definitely seen a benefit of one-time gain of 2,500 odd crore rupees from selling of the stake in Bajaj Housing Finance. Net interest income has surged by 22.8%. That's positive for the company. The net total income has grown by 24% to 10,946 crores. Indus Towers has reported a 71.7% increase in YOY jump in profits, which have come in at 2,223 crores. Revenues have increased by 4.5% at 7,465 odd crore rupees as well. Adani Green came out with the numbers. Consolidated revenue has seen an increase of 38% year on year, amounting to 3,055 crores. We've seen EBITDA up 30%, a net profit surge of 39% to 515 crores. Zomato witnessed a consolidated revenue surge of nearly 70% year on year to 4,799 crores, a net profit soaring by almost 389% to 176 crores. It's approved the fundraise of 8,500 crore rupees via QIP as well. Blinkit performance has definitely outperformed. Now, when we see Electra Green Tech, that also came out with the numbers. Revenue improved by 70.5% here, 524 odd crore rupees versus 307 crores. Net profit came in at almost 48 crore rupees this time around. EBITDA also came in at 81 crores versus 40.5 crore rupees, so improving substantially. Margins also improved to 15.5% versus 13.2% as well. IFL Securities in its Q2 earnings on a consolidated YOY numbers saw income rising by 32% at 704 crores, net profit jumping 90% at 205 odd crore rupees as well. Amber Enterprises, here the consolidated YOY numbers show revenue inched higher by 82% nearly to 1,685 crores, and this was much higher than the estimates. We've seen EBITDA improve by 91% to 114 odd crore rupees. Margins came in at 6.8% again, near to the expectations versus 6.4% right there, and the net profit of 21 crores versus a loss of 5.5 odd crore rupees as well. Let's also look at some of the other key earnings like Coforge and Persistent. So we've seen on Coforge the Q2 profit rise to 212 odd crore rupees, revenue up 34%, as the order book has also grown by 40%, and the total order intake has been in Q2 of $516 million for the company. Persistent again, the net profit has surged by 23%, the revenue is up by 20%, and in dollar terms, the revenue has reached $345.5 million against $28 million as well, reflecting a 5.3% growth over the June quarter as well. And when we also see that the company has reported an increase in net profit at 325 odd crore rupees for the second quarter. That's the September quarter too. So those are some of the key earnings. And even Max Financial, you can look at consolidated YOY numbers show total income has grown by 31.3% to about 13,376 odd crore rupees. The net profit, however, has come down 18.2% to 139 odd crore rupees as well. Some more reports that are coming in beyond the earnings in terms of some stocks that you can keep an eye out on. Bharti Airtel, CCI has approved the plan to raise its stake in Indus Towers, which follows a share buyback by the telecom infra company. Now, Reliance Industries will be in focus again. CCI has approved the merger between RIL and also Disney, subject to certain modifications. And the other key condition is that there will be no bundling of TV ad slot sales for IPL, ICC, BCCI cricketing rights until the current rights agreements also expire from here. So those are some of the stocks that you can keep an eye out on from the earnings perspective. As far as the brokerage houses are concerned, of course, keep an eye out on Bajaj Finance. Jefferies has given a buy rating with a target price of 8,400. They've said Q2 has largely been in line with the estimates. Zomato HSBC has given a buy with a target price of 330. They believe that quick commerce performance was much better than expectations, and fundraise could provide resources so that the company can remain aggressive in a highly competitive market. We've also seen ICICI Pru on radar of Jefferies. It's given a buy rating with a target price of 860 right here. And on ICICI Pru again, HSBC has come out with a report with a target price of 850, almost similar. On Persistent, Nomura has come out with a neutral rating and a target price of 5,200. It's talked about the resilient growth that's driven by strong execution and the deal wins that have been pretty healthy. On Paytm, Bernstein has come out with an outperform rating and a target price of 600 on this one. It is also believed that the company's GMV, or the gross merchandise value, has continuously improved, and that is seen as a key positive for the company. Shail.
8:51 a.m. ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kiran Jani is with us, Head of Technical Research at Jainam Broking. Namaste Kiran ji, your view on Zomato after this stunning set of numbers and after this fundraise that is in place. What are the charts telling you? All-time high of about 300 rupees and a very nice target raised by CLSA. What is your view on Zomato?
Very good morning, everyone. So looking at daily price chart, Zomato is trading into the rising channel, and looking at the number and the overall news, we are definitely expecting some good upside also from current market price. Looking at current market price, we are seeing that steep resistance somewhere around 270, 275. If today prices sustain about 270 level, then there are very good chances its all-time high, which is somewhere around 300, can be taken out in a day or two. So overall, price chart looks very strong. But we will provide you conditional buy above 270 level only. If 270 broken out, then you can go long for the target price of 300 plus. And we will like to keep a stop loss. If we are buying above 270, then stop loss would be 255. So conditional buy above 270.
Very good morning to you, Kiran, and thank you so much for taking the time
would
out.
you have a
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please continue, Sakshi. No issues.
Very good morning, Kiran, and good to have you with us. How are you assessing the market fall right now? Do you think further downtick could be seen even today? We could be testing even the lows that we've touched in the recent times as well. Now going forward from here, of course, it's going to be the Nifty Bank weekly expiry. How are you looking at Nifty versus Nifty Bank today?
So Sailji has articulated very well why market is down and what we can expect. So I will not take on that. We will directly jump onto the current statistics and the current level of the market. So looking at Nifty price chart, everyone is behind head and shoulder pattern. We are hearing head and shoulder pattern is forming on Nifty daily price chart since last week. Once upon a time, Nifty looks like it will fail its head and shoulder pattern, but somehow yesterday it has given a breakdown from that particular pattern, which is bearish, of course. Secondly, we can see that prices has not able to hold its 100 days moving average. So after election result, I mean, after election result, first time Nifty is closing below its 100 days moving average, which is again a very significant bearish sign from the daily price chart. Now looking at momentum indicator is also trading into the bearish zone. So overall, chart-wise, market looks very much in downside or very much in bearish side. So whoever wants to buy, they just hold and wait and watch. Definitely, you can put some of the money or some of the investments stock specific. But index point of view, if you look at the market, unless and until Nifty is not crossing above 24,800, we are not recommending anything buy on Nifty, at least index per se. And we would like to wait for the price target of somewhere around 24,100 to 24,200. So as of now for Nifty, wait and watch. Either buy about 24,800 or you should wait for the 24,100 at least. So at current market price, no buying level for the Nifty. Similarly, Bank Nifty is also closing below its 100 days moving average. Somehow, Bank Nifty looks promising or strong than the Nifty. So on Bank Nifty, if anyone would like to do bottom fishing, they can do, but with a very strict stop loss of 50,800. If market breaking below 50,800, then we can expect further downside on Bank Nifty. But looking at private bank, ICICI Bank or something which are helping Bank Nifty to hold those levels. So for Bank Nifty, you can go long with a strict stop loss of 50,800, and for the Nifty, wait and watch.
Okay. Kiranji, what are you advising traders? Should they go short on individual stocks, futures, or are you advising them to stick to indices only? What is the best trade in the market according to you? Stock shorts or index shorts?
Sales, I believe both are the very good prominent action one can take into the market. As we mentioned about the chart pattern, so clear cut the pattern is giving an indication that market has given a breakdown from the bearish pattern. So one can go short on index for sure, of course with the strict stop loss whatever as per the pattern. Now coming to the stock specific, as we are in earning season, so during this earning season, we have seen that market is giving haywire move, or sometime they are giving false breakout also. So for stock specific, if earnings is over, you can go and short if you are finding any bearish pattern. Otherwise, on stock specific, I would like to say wait and watch for the earning. Once the earnings over, then you can take the actions. Otherwise, on index, any day you can go short.
Okay, Kiranji, is there any pocket where you would still look at buying in this weak setup in the markets? Has anything come at a very attractive zone right now that it compels a buy, whether it is a sector or some key stocks?
So yeah, definitely I will directly jump onto the stocks name only. So from the disclaimer point of view, yesterday we already bought these stocks, and today also, if any falls continues, we will buy these stocks. Because see, the human tendency is something you buy a lower rate and you sell higher rate. And whenever we do shopping, we also shopping when sale is there. So as of now, there is a Diwali sale is going on in market. One should definitely invest into the market. So looking at current setup, there are two, three sector, or there are multiple stocks which are available at previous breakout level or very good level. So we are identifying those value and we are buying. So as of now, I would like to recommend two stocks. One is from the metal and another from the NBFC base. So from metal, I would like to highlight Hindustan Zinc. So Hindustan Zinc is the third largest producer for the silver and second largest producer for the zinc. And if you want to play silver rally, silver, like since decade I am hearing silver is about to go above 1 lakh, and today it's 1 lakh. If someone wants to encash this particular thing, Hindustan Zinc would be the better. Since April to May, we have already seen 200% kind of a rise on zinc, and from that particular rise, we already seen 40% cut also. So price correction, time correction, we believe that it has been done at current market price. Anyone can go long on zinc, and we are looking a very good targets on Hindustan Zinc. I mean. So Hindustan Zinc is the first pick. Another pick is Bajaj Finance. If you look at the Bajaj Finance, it is available at lucrative price. Last time also from similar level, Bajaj Finance has given a very good rally. So definitely one can go long on Bajaj Finance somewhere around 66, 6700. Keep a strict stop loss below 6400, and we are expecting price target of 76, 7800 in upcoming time. So Hindustan Zinc and Bajaj Finance will be the preferred pick.
Okay. Before markets open, Kiran, a very quick view on Axis Bank. Is it worth it at current prices?
Pardon me?
Axis Bank at current prices.
Okay. So looking at Axis Bank price chart, as we mentioned about the ICICI Bank also, that the banks are looking pretty strong than the other stocks. So looking at Axis Bank is trading at above 100 days, 200 days moving average. Recently we have seen it has tested its 200 days moving average, and however the momentum indicator has formed bullish divergence also. So stocks are very much a strong setup. One can go long on any dips towards like 1160, 1150. Keep a strict stop loss below 1130, and if 1130 is not breakdown, then we can expect another round of rally somewhere around for the target of somewhere around 1230, 1250. So it is not for the intraday, but for positionally, definitely one can buy, one can go buy on dip strategy.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a weak start. 200 points gone on the Nifty. Let's hope this is volatility at its peak, and you will see a better recovery. Let me start with a better stock. Zomato, 1.4% higher, 260, after a stunning 400% rise in quarterly profit. Let's now come back to the markets. There is a 5% cut on HDFC Bank. I'm sure this will not be so worse. There is an equally bad cut on Axis Bank, now improving, just 23 rupees lower, 1152, 13 rupees lower on ICICI Bank, 1254. Let's look at some positive numbers. Hindustan Unilever, ahead of its earnings today, is up a rupee 30, 2683. Infosys is providing support to a very beleaguered and troubled Nifty, 13 rupees higher, 1865. You have ITC in the green, Reliance marginally in the green, and of course you have Bajaj Finance, 102 rupees higher, 6780. So these two stocks are led by a very strong earnings show, a 13% rise in quarterly profit at Bajaj Finance, and of course a 400% uptick on Zomato. A 300 point downtick on the Nifty, primarily driven by HDFC Bank, 87 point lower. TCS in the green, Axis is also getting thrashed, and ICICI Bank is also getting thrashed. 5, 5 and 4% cuts respectively on these two counters. Kotak is 1.37 rupees lower, 1.37% lower, and SBI is 11 rupees lower. So a massive fall in the Nifty in the early part of the session. 24,200 is upon us. Let's for a moment focus on some positives. Strong show by Persistent but met with selling pressure. 1.3% lower, 5100. Indus Stars 6% higher, 390. I also want to see what Coforge is doing. This was also an earnings show that came in. 1.5% higher, 68.99. Let's get back to FNO and see if there are any quality stocks on the uptrend. Okay, Canfin Homes and Ambuja Cement in the green. Tech Mahindra responding positively, 1.6% higher. Mannapuram Finance, yes, this is interesting. Let's take a view from Kiranji on Mannapuram Finance. About a 20-25% fall in Mannapuram Finance in October alone. Kiranji, is the worst over at 140? What are the charts of Mannapuram Finance telling you?
So looking at Mannapuram price chart, we have seen a drastic fall. But however, at current market price, if you look at the prices has broke down is all important moving averages. But looking at weekly chart or looking at long-term monthly chart, we are seeing a good support somewhere around from 140 to 130 level. So one can do bottom fishing, but as of now, there is no reversal pattern we are seeing on daily price chart. The only hope is that the momentum indicator is into the extraordinary oversold territory. So there are dead cat bounce for sure. So if you want to go long, keep a very strict stop loss of 130. If 130 is taken out, then one should exit also. So keep a strict stop loss of 130 and you can go long on the Mannapuram.
Okay, let's now also welcome Mr. Mitesh Panchal on board with us. He's joining in to share another perspective on the technicals within the markets. Warm welcome and good morning to you, Mitesh ji. Good to see you. I want to understand from you, we are already seeing about 100 point, 200 point kind of a cut in the opening, pre-opening space as well. It's now improving, 24,383 right now, but we've already come down 7% on the Nifty from the recent peaks. We are at 2.5 month lows. Do you think with the kind of breakdown that we are seeing every day, does it open the doors for further deeper correction that may be even beyond our thought process right now? How are you assessing the market fall and this free fall?
Good morning, Sakshi. Good morning, Shalji. Good morning to the panelists. So let's look at the Nifty chart from the recent bottom to the recent top. So we're talking about 5th of August 2024, where the indices have made a low at 23,893. And on 27th of September, it has made a high of 26,277. If I draw a Fibonacci retracement, Sakshi, 61.8% comes at 24,804.25 to be very precise. And market has significantly trading lower than that. So now the floor is around 23,893 from where it has started. That is its recent bottom. So I think there is no need to, I mean, for us, there is no need to venture into the fact that what exactly is the bottom. We'll wait for 23893. That is precisely 23,900. Till that time, the fall can continue. The answer is yes. In between, if it's a reversal, let's wait and watch. But interestingly, these kind of market corrections creates extraordinary opportunity within the stocks, within the sectors. So we are exactly eyeing at that. Probably the indices may give a bit of a pain going forward, but that is what not the cause of concern. The cause of concern is that what sectors and what stocks are right now offering a good risk reward and where one should start venture into buying. So that is where we are actually figuring out the entire strategy.
Namaste, Miteshji, and a very warm welcome. Let's look at your buy list. Now tell us what looks interesting. Firstly, just large caps, or do you have a small offering on mids and smalls as well? What looks good in the charts after this very sharp correction?
So one stock from the technology pack, which is looking pretty interesting and trading at a lifetime high, is HCL Tech. If you're looking at the chart structure of HCL Tech on the weekly chart, it is making high top hard bottom formation. And from the week of 6th of September to the week of 4th of October, for the 4-5 week consecutive, the stock went into the consolidation zone and finally given a breakout on 11th of October 2024. So we are very upbeat on HCL Tech. 1822 is the close. with a stop of 1700, one can go long for the potential target of 2100, 2200 in next 3 to 6 months. Again, from the specialty chemical, the stock which has started forming the bottom and giving us the early sign of a recovery is Vinity Organics. So if you look at the chart pattern of Vinity Organics, recently it had a bounce till the level of 2140. After that, it has corrected, and now the stock is available at 1950. This is the level where I think one should start accumulating the stock with a stop of 1800 for the potential target of 2200, 2300.
Okay. And would you have a view on Zomato after this very strong show in terms of raising a QIP and of course the great quarterly numbers? The stock has also corrected fairly sharply.
Yeah, so our view is a bit contrarian right now, Shailji. I think the recent top is 271. Unless and until the stock is not crossing that level, one should not get into a buy side trade formation, irrespective of the fundamental development or the result which it has recently posted. We are of the view that the weakness will persist. Any bounce should and must be used as an exit opportunity. And we think that the stock will likely to test its recent low of 240, which it has made on 6th of September 2024. So for us, it's a sell on rise right now rather than buy on dips. We will buy only if the stock close above 271, which is its recent high on a weekly basis.
Okay, got it. So that's as far as Zomato is concerned. We have the prices settled in the pre-open trade. The Nifty at 24,378, 93 point of a downtick right there. That's almost a 0.4% downtick. You do have some green, if I have to say. Only the PSU banks are showing some uptick within the pre-open trade. Within stocks, again, there are a handful. Adani Enterprises, Wipro, SBI Life, Bajaj, Finserv, Tata Consumer Products. Some of these stocks are showing that they could be opening in the positive zone. Let's hope the same as well. Let's also look at some more stocks that we'd like to look at when the markets open. GMDC. Let's look at that stock. It's indicating a positive start. Remember, earnings have come in, profit improved by 72%, revenue has risen by 55%, both on a year-on-year basis. That could be indicating a positive start. From the railway space, RITES has bagged a 454 odd crore rupees order from Karnataka Mining Environment Restoration. A 1.3% uptick could be seen on this one as well. Both Coforge and Persistent, as have been marked in the earnings, are indicative of positive start in the opening trade today. NMDC could be opening about 2% higher. It's raised the prices for second time this month. Prices have risen by 600 rupees per ton now. So let's watch out for that as well. Those are some of the stocks that, and even I think Canfin Homes, its AUM growth has year on year improved for the first time in 9 quarters. So that's also indicative of I think about a 1.5% kind of an uptick that's coming in as far as some of these counters are concerned. Kiranji, let's get back to you and into the conversation today. Any key sectoral concentration that we should be seeing today, or is it going to be absolutely stock specific? Anything that hints your attention within the pre-open?
So looking at pre-open, and as you mentioned also about the bank, and we also discussed a similar lines in the morning also, that bank Nifty looks pretty strong, or I can not strong, but it is better than the Nifty chart. So definitely one can look into the banking as a sector or banking as a whole. And within the banking, PSU looks very strong comparing to the private bank. So in private bank, ICICI Bank looks good. In PSU bank, SBI looks very good. So these both are the stocks can support the market and can hold the market also. So yeah, we are looking banking as a sector which can help today market to sustain.
9/11, ladies and gentlemen, it's a modest downtick of 93 points on the Nifty, thank God. Nifty Bank is trying to open 140 points lower, a 70 and 62 point cut respectively on the IT index, and of course the NSE 500. Let's get Mitesh into the conversation and present him one good stock, which is Indus Towers. Miteshji, the stock has corrected substantially, and of course it's a numbers play now. What are the charts of Indus Towers telling you, Do you see medium-term strength returning back? Excuse me.
Okay, so let us look at the weekly chart. After forming its top at around 460 for the week ended 6th of September 2024, the stock had a lower top lower bottom formation. And recently it has made a low of 350 for the week ended 11th of October 2024. So as of now, looking at the chart pattern, one can open up a trend reversal or a swing trade with a stop of 350 at the current level of 366.70 for the potential target of 412. There are chances looking at both the hourly and the daily chart that sooner than later the reversal will take place. But one should open up the trade only if one is really very strong and disciplined in following the stop loss strategy. So 350 is your stop, 412, 420 is your target.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I ask about specific stocks at a time when the market is correcting is that if they are available around 21-week average or 50-week averages or 100-day averages and they are quality products, then this is the time to add them in a SIP format. Everybody and his mother were running after Indus Towers around 400, 410, but the opportunity is now in a SIP fashion to buy such quality stocks, and of course you need to speak to your independent financial advisor should you want to step in at these turbulent times. Sakshi, what are you watching?
Well, Paytm is something that we should look at. It's indicative of a positive start on almost a 5% uptick could be seen on Paytm at open within just 1 minute. We will check that. Remember, it's got the NPCI nod to onboard new UPI users. And following this, we've also seen some positive brokerage houses reports as well. Miteshji, on Paytm, would you have a positive view?
We have already released a special report on Paytm. Apart from that, as we have discussed on this platform as well, we have already released a special report on the Indian paint stocks as well. So Paytm, yes, it's a strong accumulation between the range of 665 to 690. Above 705, the breakout has taken place. So yes, it's definitely buy even at the current level with a target of 810 and 850.
9:14, ladies and gentlemen, we are just seconds away from the market open. Let us hope that the worst is behind us when it comes to negative stock prices. Okay, 171 point uptick on the Nifty IT index. I want to start with positivity. Nifty Bank is 20 points higher, and the Nifty is also trying to claw back into positive territory. Let's look at stocks that are contributing to this uptick. HDFC Bank, ₹1.75 higher, 1716. We have strength coming back into Bajaj Finance post the earnings. Please keep a chart view ready, Mitesh. I'll come to you on Bajaj Finance. ₹175 higher on Bajaj Finance, 6850. Let's look at what Zomato is doing in terms of top traded counters. Zomato at the moment is trading in the green, and you have a smart move coming into it at about 251. So a bit of profit booking. It's the top traded counter. We'll keep an eye out on it. Paytm allowed to do business on UPI, 4% higher, 714. Coforge taking it away. Very strong earnings, 6.5% higher, 7265. And of course, an equally good move coming into Amber Enterprises, now 2% higher, 5867. Remember, we have to look at all electronic manufacturing companies because of the recent thaw between China and India on the diplomatic front. That is very, very good news for the entire PLI scheme and those companies, because now they will have easier access to Chinese professionals and easier access to raw material being sourced out of China. What are the other stocks helping the market? Infosys, ₹6 higher. Mitesh, I'm coming to you on Bajaj Finance. This is a blowout, 230 rupees higher, 6977. What are the charts telling you?
Yeah, sorry. If you look at the chart pattern, Shailji, so it's a vertical fall from the level of 7,800. So today I will just wait and watch and look at the closing. Probably the future is trading at 6,935. The immediate resistance which comes here is 6,953. So let us wait and watch for today. Let us look at the closing. If the closing is above 6,953, then we can say that it's a trend reversal. Otherwise, probably we can treat this stock as a single day bounce, and probably again the stock will come back and test its final bottom of around 6,400, which it has formed on 14th of August 2024. So no rush, no hurry to buy at the current level. Let us look at whether the bounce will sustain or not.
Okay, the Nifty is back in the green, ladies and gentlemen, 12 points higher. The IT index is 303 rupees higher. Let's look at some quality stocks that are showing burst of volumes. Canfin Homes, Sakshi has already pointed out this one, and Coforge getting its mojo back, 5.8% higher. Kiranji, coming to you, first on Coforge, this is a very, very high beta counter. What would be your view on this one?
Looking at Coforge's current market price, the overall setup was very much bearish, but as of now, the daily price chart suggesting us that this blowout or the current move is expecting to go higher and higher. So at current market price or any dips towards 7,100, one can go long with a strict stop loss below 7,050. If 7,050 is not taken out, then we can expect price to touch its all-time high somewhere around 7,500 again. So looking at daily chart where there is a cup and handle pattern breakout is there. If you look at the hourly chart, on hourly chart we can see a very steep falling trend line has given a breakout today in opening only. Let's wait for any dips towards 7,150 or 7,100. You can go long with the stop loss of 7,050.
Okay. Well, the opening has not been very bad. If you look at several sectors are indicating, positive opening, metals, IT, financial services, and even the mid caps opening higher by 0.2% higher in trade, barring pharma, realty, and some losses on the auto pack. I believe rest of the sectors are still inching higher in trade. Bajaj twins are actually the top movers on the Nifty. Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, both upwards of 2 and 3% respectively. Bajaj Auto also. So 3 of the 5 top movers on the Nifty are from the Bajaj group. We have Adani Enterprises, HDFC Bank, Trent, Tata Steel, SBI Life as some of the other big wigs that are moving up. Even TCS is 0.5% higher nearly, and that's also supporting the sentiments. HCL Tech was marked by Mitesh Panchal. That's also in the thick of action. Infosys, Tech Mahindra. So IT is definitely taking it away, 0.6% higher. It's the top moving sectoral index right now. Even in the F&O space, you have Coforge that's buzzing in trade in the positive zone. Persistent Systems as well, that's also opening in the positive zone. NMDC and Bajaj Finance are the other ones that are moving positive. Despite the losses on the PSE index, you have NMDC that's inched higher by 3.7% as was marked by me. I did talk about the price hike there. REC, BHEL, IRFC, Concor, these are some of the other stocks that are moving up. But let's also look at Zomato. I think it's slipping away now. So Zomato, after reporting those healthy set of numbers, is now seeing I think about a dip of almost 4.5%. Yes, nearly 5% now, 244. Mitesh, let's revisit Zomato. How would you look at Zomato at 245? Does it indicate a buy?
That's what we have said when Shailji has asked the question, that it's a sell and rise for us. So we think that unless and until the stock is not crossing 271, no need to look at the stock. So probably for us it's a sell and rise, and we have advised just before the start of the show that if you want to book the profit, you can book the profit right now. We are of the view that the stock has the potential to test 220, 210 on the downside.
Okay. Fair point. Let's look at outperformers, and of course it's the space that I had mentioned. Look at Amber Enterprises, a very strong show in terms of earnings. Yesterday, of course, was a sell down because of very heavy selling pressure, but a nice tailback coming in, 61.31, up about 8%. Let's look at EPAC. These are all companies that should be showing strength because of the thaw in diplomatic relations between China and India. 425, 4% higher. Let's look at another stock, which is PGEL, PG Electroplast. Again in the green, 1.8% higher at about 584. What is the strength that is coming in? Let's get Mitesh into the conversation on Amber Enterprises. I hesitate to ask this, Mitesh. As of yesterday, there was absolutely no inkling that things would improve between China and India. This, of course, opens a very strong window of opportunity to restore quality raw material sourcing and get back Chinese professionals on the visa problems that they were saying. Amber Enterprises for you.
Shailji, if I look at the chart pattern of Amber Enterprises, recently it has made a low of 6,325 on 28th of September 2024. Since then, there is no look back, and the stock has performed pretty well. But the most disappointing factor within the entire chart pattern is the volume. If you look at the volume side, it is not really promising, which is supporting such a strong up move. So we are of the view that if you hold at a lower level, or probably 10 or 15% if you are making kind of a gain, it is advisable to book the profit and get out of the stock. We are of the view that the rally will not sustain going forward, only on account of the fact that the entire price move is not supported with volume. So whatever move we have seen is kind of a very short term in nature, and probably much of the move is financed by the intraday players only. So this move and this trend can turn on the opposite side at any given point of time. So advisable to book the profit, not advisable to put in fresh money at this current level.
Now, Kiran, now first up, between Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv that reports its earnings today, where would you be more bullish on? What are the charts telling you? Is it a time to continue to build on to the gains, or is it again a sell on rise?
So it is for me?
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at current market price, Bajaj Finance look very much promising. Reason being, on daily price chart, if you look at the momentum indicator, clear cut, there is a bullish divergence. Number one. Number two, there was a traditional trend line breakout somewhere around 7,000 during the August month. After that breakout, stock price tested 7,800. From that level again, we have seen current fall, and prices is taking support from that particular trend line only. Number two. Number three, there is a bullish harmonic pattern is also available on daily price chart. So there is a long-term rising trend line is also visible at current market price. So definitely Bajaj Finance look very much promising at current market price. 6,800 is price is going on. So any dips on it, current market price, one you can go long. Keep a little bit longer term horizon with a stop loss of 6,400. And again, if prices is not breaking down 6,400, then you can see price target of 7,800 to 8,000 in upcoming months. So for long-term perspective, definitely Bajaj Finance look promising.
Okay, so that's as far as how Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv is concerned. Mitesh ji, the third Bajaj stock I will take with you, and that is Bajaj Auto. Do you think the worst of the dip that we have seen is behind us, or could there be more to go? What would you do at 10,459 on Bajaj Auto?
See, as far as the chart pattern of Bajaj Auto is concerned, yes, you're right. I think the much needed correction took place, and I am of the view that now the stock again is up for the potential target of 12,500 from where it has fallen. To be very precise, from 12,772 after forming the top, the stock had a pretty strong correction. And yes, with a stop of the recent low of 6,840, one should go long at the current level. So yes, it is advisable to add or accumulate Bajaj Auto at the current level.
Okay, 9:26, ladies and gentlemen. The Nifty is again facing selling pressure from call writers at 24,500. Remember, the most recent intraday high was 24,505, and a very sharp climb down that has happened again on the Nifty. So all bumps and upticks are being sold into as far as the markets are concerned. Let's look at the advanced decline. So far in the favor of bulls, but just by a hairbreadth. 1130 shares in the green, 1080 in the red. This will again sort of go back to the red corner. We track 19 indices for you, 15 are in the red. The selling pressure is getting really heavy on the Nifty Realty Index. It is down 2%, and in the last 22 trading sessions, when the foreign institutional selling has started. This is the worst performing index, down 10.2%. The energy index is down a percentage point. Selling pressure in the PSU banks. Small cap 100 index is down 0.5%. Mid cap 100 index is down 0.33%, and the NSE 500 is down 0.25%. What's leading the charge? It's the FMCG space and the Nifty financial services space. Nothing much to talk about. Let's hope this selling pressure abates, but it's not looking good. Is this a good time to look at all-time highs? Always. Good news coming in from MFSL, Max Financial Services, 6 percentage points higher at 1242, a record high. And in terms of 52-week lows, well, ladies and gentlemen, IndusInd Bank 1276, RBL Bank 166, you have IDBI First Bank 1.6% lower, and of course Ujjivan Small Finance Bank 0.5% up today, but 36.89. It's a 1-year low on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Heavy competition in the banking space is hurting the prospects of not only the large private sector banks in hunt for fixed deposits, but the smaller ones are suffering really badly. Miteshji, anything that catches your eye in the markets?
Two stocks, LG. First is ABFRL at 312.50. That is looking promising. In the first 15 or 10 minutes of a trade, I think one should go long in ABFRL with a stop of 308 for the intraday target of 320, 325. Very strong up move can be seen in this stock. Second stocks which is looking very promising at the current level is Exide Industry at 468.50. Above 466, it's a clear-cut buy. So Exide Industry with a stop of 462, one can go long for intraday for the potential target of 475, 480.
Okay. Kiran ji, let's come in on the top mover on the Nifty Next 50, that is Varun Beverages, almost 4% higher now in trade at 616. We know it's been a wealth creator and a stellar story that we have seen. Do you think at Varun at 616 it would be a compelling buy right ahead of the festive season too?
So looking at Varun Beverages daily price chart, we have seen some of the price correction recently, and from that price correction, now stock price is trading into the higher top higher bottom pattern. If you look at the weekly chart, if you look at the daily hourly chart also, we are clearly seeing double bottom pattern or ascending triangle pattern getting breakout from 610 level. So definitely one can look into for the buying at current market price for the price target of somewhere around 650, 660 in upcoming time. So at current market price, you can go long on Varun Beverages, keep very strict stop loss below 580. And if 580 is not taken out, then first target is 660, and above 660, we can see a fantastic rally also. So one can go long on Varun Beverages also.
Okay, got it. The other space that is again into the thick of action is the broking AMC, NBFC space particularly. Edelweiss Financial Services is up by 6%. That's the one that's moving up almost 113 odd levels could be seen on that one. You have Relegate Enterprises, that's up 4%. Canfin Homes, we've already discussed, is up 3%. Nuvama Wealth Management is up 3.5%. Of course, Bajaj Twins have been in the thick of action. Geojit is now pulling up 2% higher in trade. PNB Housing Finance, Aptus Value Housing. The entire space seems to be moving up positive. Mitesh ji, what looks good here in this entire NBFC space at large?
So within the entire broking space, not NBFC, where we are looking the opportunity is in Angel. If you look at the chart, Angel recently it has made a high of 3394, and post that the stock had a very sharp correction. So I think Angel one is now preparing itself for again a big move of 3500 plus. So at the current level, one can go long in Angel one.
9:31, ladies and gentlemen. I think the star outperformers for today would be the mid-cap IT stocks, Persistent Systems and Coforge. Swing trades in the making. One for you, Kiranji. Your view on Persistent. A very sharp uptick after 5 days of selling pressure, and of course the numbers were fantastic, whether you look at it Q on Q or year on year. Kiranji.
So looking at Persistent, it's a fantastic rally is continue only. And the chart pattern is also look like a POFOs what we have discussed. So at current market price, we have seen a very sharp rally. So would suggest to wait any dips towards somewhere around 5400 to 5420. If any dips toward that, it's definitely a buy. Keep a very strict stop loss below 5400, and if 5400 is not getting breakdown, then there are very good chances we can again test it its all-time high somewhere around 5600. So definitely Persistent can go long at current market price.
Okay, got it. Mitesh ji, do private banks also give you any confidence between the banking space at large? HDFC Bank, the way it has been showing some bounce, is it the right time to look at it and maybe accumulate this stock?
Yeah, Sakshi, very good question. Because if you look at the chart pattern of the entire private space, the only one stock which is looking pretty promising is HDFC Bank. And if you look at the performance of HDFC Bank, technically in the last 4 to 5 trading sessions where the indices are on the brink of a big fall, I think the stock is sustaining not only that, but what is giving us a comfort is on the volume side. So the current move is not speculative or short term in nature, but it is sustainable. So we are of the view that at 1736 one can go start accumulating the stock. However, on the upside, the bit of a resistance comes at around 1748, which is its recent high, which has formed before 2 days on 21st of October. Once it give a close above 1748 on a closing basis, probably again we will see the stock trading at 1800 to 1850 range. So yes, at the current level, one should go long in HDFC Bank.
Let's look at the part of the market, ladies and gentlemen, which is up for 22 sessions. Now, all of us have discussed this threadbare that heavy selling pressure, especially by our foreign friends, is resulting in a very sharp sell-off in the market. But what are those outperforming stocks which in the last 22 trading sessions have come up with a fabulous performance? Let's pull out Motilal Oswal Financial Services. This counter is flat today at 926, but it has gained 17%. And this is the same theme that we've just discussed a bit a moment ago, which is the broking and the AMC space. I'll also mark CARE rating, which is up 16% at 1165. You have a strong show coming into SH Kelkar. This is a perfumery company on the small cap space, 291 for you. The counters gained 14%. Let's look at stocks such as Prudent Investment. This is a mutual fund advisor based out of Ahmedabad. It got listed about 2 years ago, and at 2635 the counters gained 13% in the last 22 sessions. MCX 13%, we've marked this regularly, and of course Angel One 12% higher, the stock that Mitesh ji just commented upon. Let's get Kiran ji into the conversation and take his view on how the outperformance is now shaping up in the FNO space. Kiran ji, what looks good
at current market price?
Yes.
So overall, as we discussed in the morning, so looking at overall setup, as we are into the oversold territory on lower time frame, so there are chances we can see some bounce on frontline stocks also. Looking at overall setup, we are liking banking stocks, we are liking some of the metal stocks also. So in metal, we discussed Hindustan Zinc. One can look at Hindustan Zinc. And you can also look some of the auto stock. So one auto stock which we are liking, that is Ashok Leyland. If you look at the Ashok Leyland price chart, no doubt that on daily price chart, stock price has forming a rounding top pattern, which is a bearish pattern. However, if you look at the weekly or a monthly chart, there is a very strong support of 200 rupees, and at 200 rupees we are finding Ashok Leyland also. 200 DMA is also looking at 200 rupees only. So 200 rupees is very strong support. Current market price is 213. So one can look into the Ashok Leyland at current market price also. Keep a very strict stop loss below 200 and you can go long for little as a positional view only. And as we discuss about Bajaj Finance, we can see the rallies continue. So definitely this kind of a value stock you will find in such kind of a correction where you can put some of more investment and you can go long.
Okay, got it. Well, Miteshi, coming back to you, and again with the broking space, I wanted to touch base upon IIFL Securities with you too. The stock has been on a bounce back trajectory, now 6% higher in trade. Earnings have come in. Your own sense of how would you really look at, have the ghosts of the past been buried deep, and is the stock really going to be looking a fresh upside? Already it has started, but for those who have been still on the edge, should one be looking at IFL Securities?
Not exactly, because of two things. First is that the chart structure is absolutely weak. So today, if we are not looking at the bounce, probably I think the stock is likely to test around 350, 360 levels on the downside. So probably within the same space, I think Motilal Oswal and Angel One is looking more promising from a risk reward viewpoint. So I will avoid IIFL right now and would like to better go for either Angel or Motilal Oswal.
Okay, avoid IFL Securities rather than go for Angel One and MOFSL. That's the view that is coming in as of now. Among the Nifty movers, beyond IT space, you have financial services, FMCG and private banks that are in positive action. Rest of the sectors have all slipped lower in trade. Kiran ji, within the FMCG space, what looks positive to you? Have you looked at the recent moves on ITC? Does it look promising at all? Is there anything else that one should be looking at, or is FMCG not on your radar?
So looking at FMCG, definitely there are two stocks, Hindustan Unilever and ITC, both are on our radar. But comparing both the chart, Hindustan Unilever and ITC, Hindustan Unilever looks very much promising. Reason being, if you look at the daily price chart, Hindustan Unilever has a very steep resistance of 2600 to 2700 previously. And since 2023, stock price never able to cross this 2700 cluster. But this year we have seen prices has crossed, and after the crossing that particular range, we have seen a price target of 3000. So now again, prices is available in that particular juncture. We can see the accumulation should happen at current market price. No doubt that stock price is closing or sustaining about 100 days moving average. However, 200 days moving average support is somewhere around 2500 also. So definitely one can look at Hindustan Unilever if you are looking for the FMCG only. ITC we would suggest wait and watch, but Hindustan Unilever you can go long at current market price. Keep a very strict stop loss of 2500 and we can expect price target of 3000 in a month.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as feared, the selling pressure has now increased. The battle of supremacy between bulls and bears has now shifted to 24,400. The Nifty down 55 points. We also have the Bank Nifty weekly expiry, and therefore you see it 80 points lower, 51,187. Let's look at the pullers and draggers on the Nifty at least. You have HDFC Bank in top shape. This is the only one that's sort of putting a strong show, 1.1% higher. This is being used alongside Reliance to pull wool over your eyes that all is well on the Nifty and you don't have much selling pressure. We are down just 58 points, but it's the sell-off that's accelerating on others. NTPC is now 2.7% down. Remember, this was one of those glorious stocks where lower valuations and brighter prospects had seen highs of about 440 rupees. Now under selling pressure. Ditto for M&M, 2 percentage points lower, 28.25. L&T is now below 200-day DMA again, and the breakdown on SBI continues, 1 percentage point lower. Mitesh ji, would you read out the SBI charts for our viewers at 781? What is the price action telling you on this counter?
Yeah, so Again, the entire PSU space, that is, we are talking about the PSU bank, the Bank of Baroda, the Canara Bank, the State Bank of India are now trading at a very strong support. So I think from here on, if you do not want to buy, there is no issues, but do not sell the stock at the current level, looking at the weakness, because there are strong chances that from the current level, the stock will again come back into the buying territory. So as far as SBI is concerned, I think 770, 760 is a very strong support. From here, the chances are that the stock will bounce back. Where one should buy, okay, above 810. That is the level which one should look at. So above 810, one should open up the checkbook. But right now, advisable not to short these PSU banks at the current level.
Okay. And good news is coming in for silver bulls. I believe the prices have climbed above 1 lakh rupees a kilo, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how the story is at the moment. So 99,628 and 1 lakh 12 was the most recent high. Let's look at gold futures. Remember, it was at 80,400 yesterday. They are now above 81,000 as far as per tola prices are concerned, and that's how fear is being responded to by investors. They are buying precious metals because of a very, very sharp sell-off in global equities, especially in India, and that is getting reflected in prices of gold as well as silver. So silver has put its promise to task, and now above 1 lakh rupees a kilo. Let's look at what Hindustan Zinc is doing. Remember, this is a proxy play on silver prices. Today up 1.1% and trying to overcome a series of very high profile moving averages which are preventing its uptick. It is the 100-day and the 50-day moving average which are providing resistance, but this too shall break. Kiranji, a quick one on Hindustan Zinc. This was your top pick.
Yes, Hindustan Zinc is our top pick. It's not only about the proxy play for the silver. As you mentioned, I will quickly wrap up this about the Hindustan Zinc. So it's the third largest and second largest producer for silver and zinc also. And if you look at the zinc prices, zinc commodity prices, it is also trading above its last 6-month high. It is somewhere around $3,100. So there are very good chances that zinc price also can touch $3,500, $3,600, and silver price is already about $34, which is almost 15 months or 16 months high. So definitely the both commodity are the proxy play of the Hindustan Zinc. So one can go long at Hindustan Zinc, and we are very much optimistic that this particular time we can see 700, 800 kind of a target on Hindustan Zinc. So definitely you can go long. And on disclaimer point of view, we have already discussed this particular stock with our client, and it is also available in our family portfolio.
Okay, got it. Well, the markets have slipped from the highs of the day. We are seeing the Sensex down almost 345 points off the day's high level, and the Nifty has also slipped about 100 odd points from the day's high now. We are trading at 24,414. Top drags on the Nifty are ICICI Bank, M&M, some such stocks right there. Even when we look at so the other heavyweight losers, you'll find BPCL, Coal India and TPC also down in trade. Energy basket is down. BEL, Tata Motors, these are the other stocks that are actually slipping away in trade right now. But let's look at Hyundai. We haven't touched based on that. The recently listed stock as of yesterday, it's made its subdued debut. Today it's inching higher. It's at the day's high, 1847. 1.5% up in trade on Hyundai Motor in trade today. Remember, the issue price was 1960. Yesterday's listing was at a discount at 1934. We did see a slip below 1900 levels yesterday itself, and now you're seeing some pullback on this one. Both our guests are technically bound, so will be very difficult for them to look at a stock which is 1 day old. But overall, Mitesh ji, on the auto space, are you looking at a change in the landscape with Hyundai Motors entry now? Does it change your perspective towards what one should be holding in one's portfolio?
So the only thing which changes from our end is that we have one more player. So let us wait for the next 6 to 8 months. And it is understood, Sakshi, if you look at even the subdued opening of any IPO in past 6 months, they have exceptionally performed in the next 6 months. So we are of the view that Hyundai will sooner than later perform. So let's wait and watch. We are of the view that one should accumulate Hyundai only from the perspective of those IPOs who have muted performance in the first 6 months are bound to perform exceptionally well. So from that thesis, one should have a weightage in Hyundai at the current level.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in.
9:47, ladies and gentlemen. We have a nice uptick on Zomato from a
Okay.
low of about 245. We have the stock. Actually, the low was 242, and from that low, we have actually an 11 rupee uptick at 253. Remember, the initial selling pressure seems to have subsided. It is the top traded counter, and markets are rewarding performance like nobody else. While you see weakness on the broader space, but look at how Zomato has recovered. Look at the new highs intraday that Persistent and Coforge are making, both on very strong volumes, both up 7.5% each. Look at how Bajaj Finance is reversing very strongly, and you have it's the earnings that are being rewarded by the markets, and not to forget Amber Enterprises as well. So all 5 stocks that I have highlighted are up strongly in a very weak market, and this is what, ladies and gentlemen, the second quarter earnings are all about. There are rewards galore if you outperform, but there is very, very heavy punishment even if you are off by a whisker or if you are off by a huge margin. So this is the state of play of volatility. Let's look at the India VIX also. At this point of time, India VIX is trading 3.5% higher at about 14.24. This is the fear index, and it's showing signs of extreme volatility. I think FMCG is coming up with strength, and that's primarily a defensive play. Varun Beverages 9%, 3% higher, 612. You have Dabur a third of a percent higher, Marico 0.5% higher, Britannia 0.5% higher, and Nestle 0.7% higher. Money moving into defensives as a precautionary measure, as also frontline pharma stocks such as Sun Pharma, which is now gaining strength in terms of the price that you see on the screen. You have Glenmark 1.5% higher, Laurus Labs from the mid-cap space 7.7% higher, Zydus, Ipca and Biocon also in the green. Sakshi, what are you watching?
Well, it's the Nifty that's come into the green, but it's the broader markets that are continuing to lose even further ground. Now almost 0.6% downtick for the small caps, and the mid caps down by 0.2%. But the Nifty is getting contributions from Bajaj Twins, from HDFC Bank, from Bajaj Auto and Hero Moto Twins as well coming back, and of course some of the IT heavyweight counters. Kotak Mahindra Bank is also pulling up in trade. So banks, IT, and auto, slight auto names also, which are picking up and supporting the sentiments right now. So it's a very stock specific space to be in the markets right now. Let's get Mitesh into the conversation again. Mitesh ji, what would you advise to the average retail investor in this extreme volatile market? What is the ideal strategy to have on an intraday basis?
So the ideal strategy on an intraday basis is just to avoid the market right now because volatility is on the both the side. But I think what is far more important for an equity retail participant is to understand the SIP concept in the mutual fund. I think it's a great time to have a SIP kind of a methodology for stocks, and that will reward you substantially in the next 6, 9, or 12 months. So I think sometimes when we switch the stock, switch the portfolio, sometimes we also need to switch the methodology as well. From an intraday player or from a swing player, let us be an SIP, stock specific SIP investor as well. For some time, market will come back after its volatility. You have enough opportunity to do an intraday or a swing trade. But as of now, advisable to shift your style and try to put some sort of a money in SIP form in some stocks where you find it comfortable, or where your advisor find it comfortable. I think over the next 6 to 9 months, that this strategy will reward you exceptionally well.
So name 3 stocks for SIP strategy.
Undoubtedly, HDFC Bank first. Second is Unity Organics. And third, from the MNC, ABB.
Okay.
9:52, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the recovery, or let's just say a short covering that's happening on the auto stocks. Remember, post Bajaj Auto earnings, the two-wheeler space was beaten black and blue, but some recovery happening. There is a short covering happening on Hero Motors, 5250, 1.5% higher. Bajaj Auto is consolidating above 10,500, 1.6% higher. TVS Motors showing signs of strength, 2% higher, 2790. So the three two-wheeler makers are the top gainers in the auto space. In strength is the entire banking space, helping the Nifty above 24,500. Remember, just a moment ago it was at 24,400. So extreme volatility, ladies and gentlemen, as far as the Nifty is concerned. Let me just mark the high and low for you on the main index as far as prices are concerned. The low for today is 24,378. We are at 24,500 plus 29. So it's 21 plus 29 is 50 plus 100. A 150 trading range on the Nifty in the first 40-45 minutes of trade. And taking it away are the earnings boys that are doing phenomenally well. Zomato is now down just 1%. Coforge has surged 7.5%. Persistent is up 7.7%. Bajaj Finance 4.7% higher. And Amber Enterprises 3.8% higher. Sakshi.
There's also an important report that's actually come in. We'll keep an eye out on that too. Goldman Sachs has come out with a report on India. It's cut the rating of India to neutral from overweight. There are several points it's highlighted in its recent report. They believe while the structural appeal is intact for India, the economic growth and the profits are actually slowing down. They've also pointed out high starting valuations. The less supportive backdrop could definitely constrain the upside from here. Although they believe a large price correction is less likely given the support from domestic flows, but the markets could time correct over the next 3 to 6 months odd. They also believe tactically lowered Indian equities from overweight to neutral has come in the Asia to EM allocations for them. They've also revised the Nifty's 12-month target to 27,000 now from earlier 27,500, implying a 9% upside from the current levels. Another 3 months and 6 months target also are at around, 3 months target would be lower at 24,500 and 6 months targets would be at 25,500. They're overweight on autos, telcos, insurance, realty, which has been an upgrade for them. The internet companies are again an upgrade for them. They've also downgraded cyclicals like industrials, cement, chemicals, and also financials. Their key focus now is going to be on quality, where earnings visibility can be seen, and they are targeting the alpha themes going forward from here. So that's one report that you could just look at. It's come at early morning today. Mitesh ji, if we look at positional space, next 3 to 6 months odd, how are you really looking at the Nifty from here on?
I think we are in the initial phase of Sakshi bottom formation, and what I am looking at as far as Nifty is concerned, probably this is too much an optimistic target, but I think in the next 6 to 9 months we will be trading near an all-time high. And we are of the view that I think Bank Nifty and Fin Nifty will outperform Nifty. So if you're looking at the structural shift in the market, probably banking, NBFC, be it private or a public, will outperform in the next 6 to 9 months. That is what the chart is telling us. The high beta counters will not perform probably within the entire sectorial analysis, where the comfort which is coming more from both the monthly and the weekly chart pattern is the MNC index. So I think MNC index, the prominent HDFC Bank, Reliance will definitely surprise on the upside. In the 6 to 9 months, we are again coming back in the zone of 25,000, 26,500.
Right, 9:57, ladies and gentlemen, time to wrap it up. Extremely volatile session on the weekly expiry of the Bank Nifty. 51,540, what you see on the Bank Nifty is already 270 point uptick, but look at how sharply this index is testing its 100-day moving average. The low was 51,107. So it's a 400 point uptick. Look at the mid cap index, a lot of short covering that is happening on the mid cap index is visible on the index itself. It's recovering from a low of August 16th, and today's intraday low was 55,644. We are now at 56,314. So it's a easy 600 point uptick from the day's low. Is the worst behind us? We don't know, but can this be a dead cat bounce? Of course. These are short covering related moves on the Nifty Bank today and probably tomorrow as well. But what is certain is that second quarter earnings, which are outperforming expectations, are being very well rewarded by the market. Swing trades in the making on Coforge, 7.5% higher. Ditto for Persistent. Both mid-cap IT stocks have outperformed very well, and of course you have Bajaj Finance from the frontline counters of the Nifty doing extremely well. 640 crores traded on Bajaj Finance. So far 7,000 is within reach, 4.8% higher. And in terms of outperformance from intraday lows, it's Zomato, a low of 242, and for the moment back in green, 258, 1 percentage point higher. Sakshi.
Absolutely, and what's also pulling up in trade is Mazagon Dock Shipyard, about almost 1.8% higher, 4233, 4238 now, almost 2% up. We'll keep an eye out on that. Remember, it's these stocks have been thrashed in the last few sessions. Paytm is up 4% at 714. RIL is pulling up in trade. It's now in the positive zone. HDFC Bank 1.5% higher. Coforge and Persistent are the other big stocks that are moving up, and Bajaj Finance. These are the 4-5 stocks that are pulling up the markets higher in trade. We'll wrap it up at that. Thank you so much, Mitesh ji and Kiran ji, for being with us on this special edition to share with us all your thoughts. Always a pleasure to host you. We hope that the market sentiment improve from here. Until the time we see you next, wishing you both season's greetings from the entire team of Business Today Television. Thank you so much for being with us. With that, we wrap up. Many thanks for tuning in, viewers. But do stay tuned. A lot more is lined up for you coming in on your screens. Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries on the show. Over the next 50 minutes, top market experts will be joining in to answer all the doubts that you have on the stocks on your portfolio, and anything that comes on your watch list as well is something that you can ask from our top market experts. How do you send us the questions? Well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. You can send in your question here along with your name, your contact details, as well as your location. We can dial you back and have you speak directly to the top market experts who join in on this very special edition as well. Of course, you can also use the YouTube platform where we are live on Business Today to also send in your questions on the comment section right there, and we will pick up those questions to address with our top market experts. Let me introduce you to our top market master today. We have Mr. Chandan Taparia, Senior Vice President Derivatives at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, now joining in. Warm welcome to you, Chandanji, and season's greetings to you. Wish you, your loved ones, your team members, everyone a brilliant Diwali and a sparkling one at that as well. We hope that your lives are filled with a lot of joy, prosperity, and of course a lot of wealthy ideas that you continue to share with our viewers. So first up, let me begin by understanding from you, how are you looking at the market setup where the festive cheer is somehow missing, and how are you taking advantage of this market volatility?